Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So in this video here, we're going to go over the 12600K, 5 gigahertz on the P cores, 4 gigahertz on the E cores, 5200 mega transfers per second RAM, and the GPU is a 3070 Ti. So this system here, it's not the most expensive setup that you can do. You can build this system fairly cheap in my opinion nowadays. And so what we're going to do is go through CS2 for the frames per second benchmark first and see how it does. Nice low frame time.
Let's roll.
So doing 400 plus frames per second throughout this, which is really good to see. After this is all done, I will be going into a deathmatch, and then we'll see what kind of frames we're looking at in the deathmatch as well. It's because it's a fairly quick, fast-paced kind of game. There could be a lot going on as well, so I like using that test, just a deathmatch test, as a next test after this to see what the real kind of frames are going to be like. I'm going to say we're going to see over 200 frames per second, no problem. Comparing this right now to the 1300K with this setup, it's losing about 50 to 75 frames. Some spots we're losing about 100 frames per second compared to a 1300K, but this is literally half the price of a 1300K, so I think this is doing pretty good so far.
Bomb has been planted.
Seeing 500 plus frames in spots. It's quite nice to see. Over 600 frames, almost 650 frames per second there. That's also nice to see. But the frame time is what I'm amazed at right now. Nice low frame time. There are GPUs nowadays where the frame time's not this low, so it might not feel smooth for you with this kind of frame time. But with the higher frame time, this frame time's really, really good. So right around there with 1300K, we're seeing 900 plus frames per second. So 650, 660 frames per second there was a little bit of a loss compared to 1300K, but this is pretty good for this setup in my opinion. Also, for some reason, CS2 is broken for the benchmark for me. I don't know why it's not giving me the actual result at the end. So if you know the fix for this, leave me a comment in the comment section below. I would like to fix that so I can get the overall results. So we're gonna go into matchmaking. Dust 2 is what I go into for a death match. We're gonna see what kind of frames we're actually looking at for this game. Looking pretty good though, pretty good. Alright, so we found a game, so we're gonna go into a game. Oh wow, we saw 1200 frames. No, definitely not. There we go. Do what my normal. The game switched. It's feeling alright, but the game switched all my settings around, so it's not great. We're seeing above 300 frames per second right now, which is pretty good. Seeing over 300 frames per second, especially with this frame time. Like, look at the frame time. Look at the frame time. Ah. The frame time's absolutely amazing. Move. Like 3 millisecond max frame time. That's insane. That's really good. Up. 400 frames. Down to about 350 frames per second. I mean, that's not bad at all. 340. Still not terrible. That was terrible for me. I am rusty. I'm washed, so don't think I'm gonna be playing the best. I have not played CS2 in a very long time. I just used it for benchmarking. Oh! I thought he was gonna tase me. Yeah, everyone's just out to get me right now. But yeah, the frames are good. Down to about 300 frames per second is what I'm seeing there. But the frame time is just so good. The frame time is just amazing. That's partially due to the fact that it's the 3070 Ti. It's been optimized quite nicely and just really good. 280 for the low that I'm seeing, which is not bad at all. That feels good though. Feels good. That's the main thing in the game. Feels good. Again, I'll go over the settings. I'm not sure if I showed that. So windowed 4:3, 1440 by 1080p. Advanced video settings. Again, here it is. Everything's on low except for Fidelity FX Super Resolution. It's disabled for highest quality, and I find it looks a lot better with that disabled, so that way it's on highest quality. And you're not losing a lot of frames by doing that either, which is absolutely amazing. And it looks really good, feels good. I'm just not good at this game anymore. No, he got me. Feels good. Feels good. That's the main thing in gaming though, is making sure it feels good. The 1% lows are not too low. And I can't tell any stuttering. I don't feel any stuttering. Everything just feels really smooth, even though I'm dying over and over and over. But that's okay. This is all about testing anyways. I'm not set up to game. Frames are averaging around 300 frames per second though, so that's pretty good for seeing that. If you can average around 300 frames per second, you're doing good. Plus my monitor's 165 Hz, so in my opinion, this feels great. There we go. Oh, let me know in the comment section below what you think. Yeah, you can say how washed I am. It feels good. Game feels good. And that's the main thing in my opinion. Again, the temperature is really good. This is overclocked to 5 GHz on the P, 4 GHz on the E cores, 1.285 volts. GPU again, 3070 Ti, so it's not like it's the beefiest GPU either, so feels good. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this performance. About 230 frames per second for a low here. It's not terrible there. I mean, it feels good, and it does. It feels good. Oh, we're seeing 200 on the low there. That's okay though. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What do you guys play on? What kind of frames are you looking at roughly while gaming? Are you better than me? Am I washed? I'm 100% washed. Seeing 200 frames on their low though. Still not terrible. That's it. That's it. That felt pretty good in my opinion. It felt very, very smooth. Frame times, again, are amazing. Absolutely amazing. The frames could be better in my opinion, but not bad. I could put in a better kit of RAM, but I was trying to show a fairly cheap system build that you can do and what kind of frames you guys can actually look at and actually utilize in the game. That's it for this. As always, don't forget to get her done.